Hey everyone, I'm Krexu, and welcome back to another video on this channel. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Ghost is an interesting mod that adds a few new types of small ghosts to the game, each with their own use. The basic ghosts show up at night in forests and we can tame them using glowberries. Once tamed, we can give them different items, so they'll carry out specific tasks. If we give them torches, they'll place them in dark spots on their own, and if we give them a totem of undying, they can activate it on our behalf. On the other hand, if we give them an enchanted item, they'll remove a random enchantment from it and give us back experience, kind of like a grindstone. On top of that, seedling ghosts have also been added, which pick up saplings lying on the ground and then look for a good spot to plant them. And if that wasn't enough, in the forest we can also run into Kodemis, mysterious little forest spirits that trade random saplings for amethyst shards. Among them, there's also a special haunted sapling, which we can grow into a special new tree. There's a chance a special haunted eye will grow on the tree, which, when hooked up to a comparator, can send out a redstone signal when it detects nearby creatures. Bloxy Structures is a mod that adds a completely new dimension called the Adventure Realm. We need to build a portal out of coal blocks and light it using a new diamond lighter. In the new dimension, we'll find completely new structures, and in some of them, we can also find brand new bosses. Besides the new structures, we'll immediately notice that some of the mobs are a lot bigger than usual. There are also completely new wood colors here. In the new world, we can also drop brand new weapons or items that have their own unique abilities. The whole mod is focused strictly on exploring the new dimension, and in my opinion, it nails that perfectly, without going overboard. Whimsy Deco adds over 80 unique furniture pieces and decorative elements, letting us really spice up the look of our bases or houses. Instead of adding dozens of variants of the same blocks, the mod focuses on more unusual items that are often missing from other decoration mods. Here, we'll find things like dartboards, washing machines, ATMs, cash registers, armchairs, dolls, lawnmowers, and a bunch of other decorations that we can place on shelves. What's interesting is the mod adds a special gacha machine block, which lets us get unique furniture and plushies by buying special capsules with diamonds. In my opinion, one of the more polished decoration mods out there. Grand Teleport is a special mod that adds cinematic GTA-style camera transitions when teleporting around the world. From now on, whenever we want to teleport anywhere on the map, the camera will pull away from our character, then quickly and smoothly glide over the world to the destination, and then zoom back in on our character. Of course, we can freely customize the mod to our liking, for example through the mod menu. And if that wasn't enough, the mod also works great with the Waystones mod, or even Distant Horizons. Mythika Creatures of Greek Myth is a mod that adds new monsters from Greek mythology. Here, we'll find among others the Cyclops, the Minotaur, and the Satyr, each with its own behaviors and mechanics. We can find the Cyclops in his special cave in mountainous areas. Instead of a regular hit, he creates a shockwave with his giant club. On the other hand, the Minotaur can be found in his labyrinth. Up close, he attacks us with his horn, but if we try to keep our distance, he'll start winding up for a charge. Satyrs, meanwhile, are neutral, and instead of fighting, they prefer to hang out in groups in meadows and forests. What's interesting is that if they're near a campfire, they'll start playing their own ancient Greek music on instruments. We've been growing like crazy lately, so hit that subscribe button and join the crew. Gouge adds a cool mechanic to the game that lets you save yourself from falling using a pickaxe. If we're near a wall while falling, we can right-click it and our pickaxe will dig into the wall and start slowing down our fall. The harder the block, the more effectively we lose speed. With stone or obsidian, we can even come to a complete stop on the wall and just hang there. At that point, all we can do is wait for the pickaxe's durability to run out, or we can push off the wall early by double-tapping crouch. Soft blocks like dirt or sand, on the other hand, won't let us stop, but they do significantly reduce fall damage. What's interesting is the mod also adds two enchantments. The first is Grip, which increases how long we can hang on a wall, and Momentum, which shortens the cooldown after letting go. Xtra Arrows is a mod that heavily expands the bow system, adding as many as 95 new arrows split into 27 different types and 5 quality tiers. As we know, regular arrows are pretty bland. From now on, every arrow will have its own tier ranging from basic all the way up to netherite. We can create arrows that give off different kinds of effects like a golden apple effect, a lightning strike at the point of impact, auto-homing arrows, gravity arrows that pull mobs into a single point, or arrows with an explosive charge. There's really a ton of these arrows, and in my opinion, it definitely expands and encourages actually using the bow and arrows. Infinity Cave is a unique mod that adds a massive cave system below bedrock, extending the world's lower limit from -64 all the way down to -128. The whole thing forms one connected, absurdly huge cave system where we'll find completely new biomes and completely new structures. What's interesting is that we won't find normal mobs in these caves. Instead, the mod has its own spawning system, which is a lot harder than the one from the base game. Mobs are split into 5 tiers: common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary, and each one has randomized stats plus an extra item in its offhand, which can affect its behavior or stats. We can't just run into the strongest enemies right away though. To unlock the next tiers, we need to defeat weaker mobs and build up progress. And if that wasn't enough, the mod also adds a bunch of new items. We can drop different kinds of enchantlets, which let us apply random enchantments to items, or special items for automatically repairing tools. In my opinion, this is a really interesting mod for people looking for a much harder cave exploring experience with a good amount of new content. Flashier Flashlights is a genuinely interesting mod that adds a flashlight, but compared to other mods of this type, besides just lighting up your surroundings, it can also cast real shadows. Thanks to using shadow mapping, the light from the flashlight reacts to the terrain players and mobs. Besides the flashlight, we also get special batteries. The whole thing isn't expensive to craft, and it adds a genuinely big change to the game, which in my opinion adds a nice dark atmosphere. And the best part is that we can fine-tune everything to our needs thanks to a lot of config options, changing things like the color, brightness, or shape of the light. On top of that, we also get effects like a glow on the lens or dust floating in the air. Fish and Ships adds several completely new types of boats and ships to the game. From now on, we can make slightly bigger boats that, for example, can fit a double chest, or 2 people plus a single chest, or even 3 people on one boat. Sailboats have also been added, which use a special banner-based sail instead of oars, and interestingly, they can move even without a player on board, which also makes them useful for automatically transporting animals or items. The biggest new addition, though, is a special ship that we can actually walk around on normally. It needs fuel to sail, has storage, and of course has room for extra upgrades, like breaking through ice. In my opinion, a really nice addition for traveling across oceans. Casual Swing is a mod that lets you build your own swings, which you can actually sit on and swing back and forth. To build a swing, all we have to do is place special seats wherever we want the swing to be, and then attach special ropes or chains to it. Once everything's connected, the swing automatically turns into a physics-based object, so we're able to sit on it and swing. We can also put animals or villagers on it, and they'll sit and swing normally too. Advanced Stands adds special stands for weapons, tools, and armor to the game, which automatically repair whatever items are placed on them. All we have to do is put a damaged item on the right stand and just leave it there for a while. No anvil needed, no experience points or crafting table needed. We get to choose from 3 types of stands. The weapon stand repairs swords, bows, and other ranged weapons. The tool stand takes care of pickaxes, axes, shovels, and hoes, while the armor stand can repair our entire set of armor. What's interesting is that each stand comes in 6 tiers of craftsmanship, from wood all the way up to netherite, and the better the material, the faster your gear gets repaired. In my opinion, a really nice option for slow passive item repair, and as a bonus, a bit of extra decoration too. Block Pack is one of the bigger decoration mods since it adds over 1,200 new building and decorative blocks, letting us really polish up the look of our builds. We get things like chests, barrels, baskets, and sacks for storing items, as well as various lamps, neon signs, garlands, and candlesticks. On top of that, there are atmospheric elements like fans, chimneys, gutters, or weather vanes, which can really complement bigger builds nicely. All the blocks are crafted at a special workbench, and using a wrench, we can change their variants directly in the world. Player Charge Jump brings the charge jump mechanic that we have on horses directly onto our own character. From now on, when we hold shift in space, a special charge bar will show up, and once it fills all the way, all we have to do is release space to perform a higher jump. Thanks to this, we won't have any more trouble hopping over fences or even jumping up to half-block heights. And of course, we can also adjust how fast this jump charges up in the mod's config. The last mod was suggested by viewer Witchu2069. Thanks for the suggestion. Better Torches completely changes the way we can use torches. From now on, we can place each one in one of 9 spots on a single block. On top of that, we can also place them on ceilings, which opens up a lot of new decorating options. And if that wasn't enough, torches now come in 27 different materials. What's interesting is that we can also dye each torch into one of 16 colors. We can also stack them one on top of another to create really tall torches. On top of all that, when we're in a cave and don't know what what's below us, we can just drop a torch normally, and it'll stick to the ground or wall. We also get bigger versions of torches, which light up the surrounding area a lot more. The only issue I see is the lack of a way to craft normal sticks, since you have to use crafting and a recipe book to make them, though the mod's author mentioned they'll fix that in the next update. I'm really glad you made it this far into the video. Don't forget to smash that like button and leave a nice comment below. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.